Hello, everyone, and welcome to Donuts for Breakfast here at Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. My name is Trevor Henley, and I'm the Executive Director, Inspirational Activist, and founder of Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. If you've tuned in the past, you will notice that it is a little different today. So there's the honest answer, which is we've been actually insanely busy, and we have not planned properly. So what we're going to do today is a little bit off the cuff. I'm going to rant and rave a little bit. No, I'm actually just going to tell you a little bit about my story and about why we are here at Desire to Inspire Studios. We'll have a couple of guest appearances from Raw Feesby, our operations director, and a friend since she was 2. We'll also have Chris Grimshaw on briefly because he's going to tell us about, he's actually the first person that's gone through our apprentice program, actually our internship program, into our apprentice program, and is now an employee of Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. And if Cesar Cruz makes it from driving in traffic because of this lovely rain we are having, which we're really glad about, but apparently nobody knows how to drive in the rain, so there's traffic everywhere. Right, Grimshaw? So, as I said, my name is Trevor Henley, Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation, and I'm going to kind of give the Cliff Note version of who I am and why we are here at Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. Do you think I can say that more times, Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation? It is a mouthful. So, long story short, I've been in business now since 2006. I've been doing professional photography since 1999, right out of high school. When I started my business in 2006, it was right after a stint of my life that I call the best time of my life I'll never remember. I moved up to Tahoe. I partied my butt off. I actually moved up there with the idea that I'm going to do anything and everything I want to do, and if I survive, great. Fortunately for me, I did survive. I didn't realize at the time that it was me trying to escape from my own reality, from my own struggles, from my own mental health at the time. I was kind of tired of people telling me what to do. I was tired of being put in a box and trying to have to conform to that box. And I said, screw it, let's go. And moved up there, partied my butt off, 3 to 5 nights a week, 100 to 300 people at our house. And people that knew me from Marin, when they came up, just said it was pretty much insane. What that did for me in that 5.5 months was, one, I had a lot of fun that I call fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was also hugely detrimental to my health, mentally and physically. In that 5.5 month period, I lost 65 pounds. I developed I finalized getting a bleeding ulcer. I racked up $35,000 of debt, and when I left Tahoe, I didn't have very much left. I had a little bit of furniture that I packed in my truck and decided to travel down the coast of California. Because I figured if I was going to die, I was going to at least do something that I've always wanted to do. And during that time, when I was homeless, I lived out of my truck. It was about a 6.5 month period. And I ended up landing in, actually I ran out of money in Moss Landing. And one of the people that I had met during that time in Tahoe, who I had painted a couple of interior houses for, which I still don't recollect or know how the heck I did that, kind of gave me a helping hand up. He met me where I was at. He remembered me from Tahoe. I ended up landing in Moss Landing, like I said, and he had a boat there. And he let me work on his sailboat and gut the interior of a sailboat for as many hours as I could stand or work, which at that time was about 4 hours. I also had another, company help me out. There was a fish market right down the street that I didn't have money to buy the fish, and they would give me usually what was often my one meal a day, which was fish that they couldn't sell, but wasn't bad. And I was eternally grateful for that. And I didn't realize it at the time, how much these two people really gave me a helping hand up and allowed me to survive. During that time also, I ended up writing a business plan, just about Henley Photography at the time. And the initial goal was to build studios and teach people how to do photography, how to do professional portraits, and then be able to build studios anywhere I wanted to go. Now, fast forward to 2016 when we founded Desire to Inspire Studios, LLC. It was the premise of all the work that I'd been doing for, at that time, 12 years as Henley Photography. And it was with the idea of there's so much more that we can do together than we can ever do on our own. And I didn't think that people wanted to get behind, and I didn't want people to get behind Henley Photography because there was so much more, it's so much greater than it was about me. It was about what we could do together than what we could do on our own. And I had always had interns since I started Henley Photography. I thought it was crazy in the beginning because I was like, why do people want to follow me? Why do people want to learn from me? And what I realized that I was doing was giving high school kids an opportunity to experience life and also teach them about just different aspects of photography and running a business. But I was also really just giving them experiences of life and being an open book for them and teaching them to put their hands out in front of their face. Because if you have experienced life, you know that at many times we fail. We fail, we fail, and we fail. Now, you can look at failure as actual failure and you can't recover from it, or you can look at failure as an incredibly good opportunity to take what you like, take what worked, chuck the rest, or work on what didn't work, right? And build on that for the future. And so these internships programs were really developed to really just teach people how to put their hands out in front of their face so that when they failed, they didn't ruin their pretty faces. I had, actually just because it's a little segment and I'm riffing on this, I had one of my interns from Redwood High School, and he came into me the first day and I went, man, you are me in high school. Oh man, you've got a world of learning to do. It's going to be fun. And I was an open book about who I was and my past experiences. I had been smoking marijuana or weed since I was 14 in high school. And I knew that this person was doing that. It was pretty clear. And so I said, hey man, like I gave him life experience, my own life experiences. And I talked to him. And he went through our internship program. He was a total go-getter. And he came back to me about 10 years later, called me up and was like, yo, Trevor, I need a headshot. And I was like, look, man, what are you doing? Who are you? What's going on? And he told me, he's like, because of the lessons I learned with you and the advice that you gave me, I was able to recognize that I was headed down a totally detrimental path. And I was able to make a decision to not do that. I was able to look at it and go, is that what I really want to do? Or do I choose a different path? And he chose a different path. He chose a path to help himself out. And what he needed a headshot was because he had found a excitement in the work that we did in the hospitality industry, in the events, in the hotels. And he was going towards being a manager of several high-end hotels in a regional capacity. And I was like, I don't even understand what you're talking about, but that is amazing, man. Congratulations. And for me, that moment when he told me that he remembered my advice, my words of wisdom, and my experience in life, and it helped prevent him from going down a path that I did as well, that I was very fortunate to survive, that to me meant more that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing in this world. I am here to mentor people. I am here to share my life experiences and let people know that it is okay to fail. It is okay to pursue your passion in life. It is okay to do what you want to do. Hopefully it's in the good, right? Yeah, hopefully it's in the good. And that's what I've been doing since I started my own business. And again, going back to the LLC in 2016, the idea was to tell stories of people helping people, whether they had budget or not. And we grew a crew of photographers and videographers, and it was membership based, and it was logistic nightmare. And it didn't really work out that well. But what we did is we created an amazing community of people that wanted to help people and were willing to give back and were willing to help organizations tell their stories through photography and videography. I met Cesar just as I started the LLC officially. Raw started with me right after, like right in the transition from Henley Photography to the LLC. And Raw started with us, and it was maybe 5 hours a week in the beginning because I couldn't afford it, but I knew I needed her help. And now it's 6 years later, 5 years later, 6 years, 7 years later, 7 years later. And now we're all full-time employees, Ra, Cesar, and myself, of Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. She had a vision of really helping what I was doing, and she loved what we were doing, and she wanted to be a part of it, and we grew from there. In 2020, as many of us experienced, we lost all of our business. And I went to our team and I said, hey, Cesar, Ra, how long do you have before you need to make money again and get any kind of income? And we were all in about the same boat of a month and a half. And what we decided was that we were going to do what our mission was, which was going back to people helping people. We were out in the pandemic telling stories of people being affected, organizations being affected, nonprofits being affected, and how they were affected, how they needed help, and also, which was key, was how they were helping in this crazy navigational time of the pandemic. And it was so rewarding, again, as an executive director, to see that our team was moving forward. The battery died. That's just what happened when we do impromptu. So, and I'm in charge of setup. So, and it turned into doing virtual fundraisers. And what many people don't know is that we moved from 4208 Redwood Highway to 125 Mitchell Boulevard. We downsized our studio, but we turned it into an awesome recording studio and for photo, video, and live broadcasting. We ended up doing a first virtual fundraiser for Legal Aid of Marin in about a month and a half, producing and figuring all of it out, and produced a virtual fundraiser that exceeded their original goals, their stretch goals, and then I think it was their second set of stretch goals that the fundraiser actually exceeded as well. And we produced an amazing online fundraiser. In 2020, we in total produced 8 virtual fundraisers, 4 nonprofit organizations, and 1 for Il Davide and Sailors to help their employees. And we raised over $1 million. Actually, we helped raise over $1 million by enabling organizations to continue to tell their story and to reach out to their community. Now in 2021, we have grown. We had Chris Grimshaw. Chris, you want to come on up closer sooner? You know, say your amazing words of wisdom. If you've seen him in our fundraiser, if you've seen him on our Donuts for Breakfast, he's either a man of great words or, right in front of the camera with the back to it. But he was one of our apprentices or interns during the pandemic, and he put in his 100 hours, and we totally saw the value in having him, but we didn't have the funds to continue to actually hire him at that point. But he stuck with us. He stuck with us for a total of 250 hours and helped develop our apprenticeship program, which is the next level after the internship program. And we have now hired him. He's working part-time for us while going to school full-time. And he's doing what he loves to do. So, Grimshaw, come on up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, this is going to be good. Right? Oh, yeah. So,
you threw up the Kool-Aid, go ahead.
Yeah, cool. So, this is Chris. He, like I said, he did the 100-hour apprenticeship program. He then additionally did a 250 hours of apprenticeship program and helped us develop that role.
Yep.
Now he is part-time with us, and as well, we have full faith in him. We send him out to shoots. We let him roll. We let him do his thing, and he is an amazing representative of Desire to Inspire Studios. So what I'm hoping is he'll say something halfway intelligent, but he has learned from me, so we'll see what
I
happens.
don't know about that, but I appreciate those kind of words.
Step up to the mic.
I'm not sure. Really, more. The only thing I can really say. Which camera should I look at? Let's go with that one.
Yeah,
Right
that
there.
one.
Raw. Cut it
I
out.
think it's this one.
I think what it comes down to with Desire to Inspire, at least for me, is it came to me during the pandemic, during a time where I was at a big shift in my life, as probably most of us were, and I was living in LA for a while, for about 6 years, and when the pandemic hit, I lost my job, my school
Went virtual.
went all virtual. Yeah. So
Eventually.
it's essentially like, why am I staying here and losing money paying rent? So I ended up moving back home with my parents and started going to school at San Francisco State. But that left me still with time on my hands to try and figure out, okay, what can I do so I don't go crazy cooped up in my room? I ended up hearing about Desire to Inspire through a family friend. Reached out to Trevor, and he brought me on and kind of threw me into the fire a little bit. We went on a
Learning by doing.
Learning
you
by
know,
doing.
That's the technical, but it was really trial by fire.
trial by fire, yeah. But I feel personally, I learned the best that way. And we went on a real estate shoot, and in that time, he said, just take photos of what you think would look nice, and then after that, we went over, okay, here's what we actually do on real estate shoots. Here's what worked, what didn't, what you can improve on, and kind of where I was already had pretty good footing in. And from there, the apprenticeship, internship just expanded with more hands-on experience and more personal lessons. There'd be times where, you would have me just jump behind the camera and do portraits, either of you or other team members, and then you would come back and look and just kind of tell me where I needed improvement.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But also you totally killed it, and you got a bunch of shots that we didn't expect that we used.
Right. Yeah. No. It there were some
Yeah.
some good stuff in there, but a lot of it was just learning where to improve. I had never done portraiture. I'd never done real estate. Actually, most of the work that I've done with them was far outside of what I'd normally done photography in, which is mostly just nature, architecture, landscape, like just stuff you could do for hobbies. But this was real. How do you make this work in a career? How do you talk with clients? How do you take professional photos?
Right. Talk about the confidence that you've built with working with us.
What?
Yeah, I know. Talk about the confidence that we have in you now, from the beginning to now.
For some reason, Trevor trusts me.
And Raw, and Kristen, and Cesar.
Raw tolerates me. Trevor trusts me for some reason. And personally, I feel like that's just because I've been around them long enough. They now think decently of me. But
It all falls back to good people.
but yeah, after being a part of the crew for a while, there is a built-in trust. A lot of this is not just learning how to be professional, but also learning how to work in a team and learning each other's strengths, weaknesses, and how to build each other up, which is probably, I would argue, more vital than anything else. That's something that you take with you throughout life, and is the most important thing you need when working with others is good teamwork.
Right.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
How was
Thanks.
that? Is that
That's
okay?
Very nice.
Wasn't half
very
bad?
nicely done.
Thank you.
Well, we're glad to have you a part of the team, and like he's now got a new camera. He's working all the behind-the-scenes stuff. He's doing photo, video, and everything for us.
Trying to make you look good, man.
Trying to make us look good, right? 80s glam filter. What? So, the other thing, part of this whole Donuts for Breakfast is really the idea of our show is to put together an open forum, right? A place where we can come together and bring people together and have an equal seat at the table, regardless of race, regardless of financial, wherewithal, regardless of demographics, regardless of upbringings, and bring together different points of view to talk openly about different issues. And it's been one of the most rewarding things that we have done. And we don't get paid for it. We don't really do sponsors. We had one great sponsor, Mark Machado, who helped us out for a while. And thank you very much, Mark, for taking the chance on us and helping us move forward. And I really appreciate it. And we have the amazing Michael Pritchard with us, who's just got, I don't know, endless amounts of wisdom and experience in life. And so what my ask is if you're actually watching this, Connor, do we have anyone watching live? One person. What? So if you're out there watching this, or if you are watching this afterwards, put a comment in, ask us a question, see what conversations you'd like to hear about or have. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, come hang out with us. Let us know. Basically, we're having tough conversations and having real conversations about them. So the other thing I would say is right now we are looking, what are we doing? That is always the question. We are still what are we driving the boat while building the plane? No, flying the boat while building the plane. So we are always looking for expertise and knowledge and guidance and experts to come and hang out with us and help us. I think, Connor, how much time we got?
I got about 8 minutes.
8 minutes? That's not bad, right?
We're throwing this together.
Man. Again, no one's watching, so we're safe in that regard.
You're doing a good job, Trevor.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thanks. So,
Wait. I get to do this. I have to go in front of the camera, but Raw gets to stand behind here. Can we get her story?
we can get Ra's story.
Yeah, you got a story of desire to inspire, and Trevor.
I would say come on up, Ra. Let's hear why you have been part of this and why you love being part of this. I know. One of the things that, going back to Ra's joining us, no, come on, keep coming. Oh my gosh, is initially when we talked and her having to come on board with us, it was she wanted to do kinesiology. Can I say that? You remember that? Yeah, and she wanted to run her own sports therapy, and I was like, I have no idea how that fits into this, but we will work with you to figure out how to make it possible. Now, we're not really doing that anymore, but you're now working with us, loving what you do, and I don't know. Tell us about it.
I was like, that's the whole story, y'all.
No, it's not.
So, Trevor and I.
Speaking to the mic.
Trevor and I have been friends since I was 2. We have a very long-standing, very honest, very authentic friendship. And I was gone for a really long time. And of course, we reconnected when I moved home. And obviously, we're both busy. He had a baby on the way, and he was making changes in his business. And there was a lot to catch up on. And we were at paintball in American Canyon for a bachelor party of a dear friend of ours. And he was telling me about how he was transitioning from Henley Photography to Desire to Inspire Studios. He was looking at opening up a second studio in his hometown, and he had a baby on the way. And I went, that's a lot. How can I help? I love working. I love working for people that I trust and appreciate. And I've got some extra hours. I'd love to answer emails, answer phone calls, assist in some way. And he said no. He was concerned about the impact that us working together would have on our friendship. And I respect that. It means a lot. Our friendship is very strong, and we don't want anything to mess with that. So I said, okay, think about it. If you change your mind, let me know. I think it was another 2 months, maybe. And he came back and was like, so can we revisit that? And I said, absolutely. And we sat down and we talked about it. We worked out like the logistic. I don't know. There was like one concrete choice. Yeah. He asked me what I wanted to do for him. I gave him a list of things that I wanted to start with and things that I wanted to move into. And I asked him where he saw this going. And he handed me his work phone and left.
And she's totally done that now, for the most part.
For the most
Yeah.
part.
So talk about why you love what we're doing today. Transition to that.
So, first and foremost, Trevor is 100% an inspirational activist. He is deeply committed to inspiring people to achieve their dreams, find their dreams. He conspires with people to help them come up with what their dreams should be. And one of the things that I love about working for Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation and Desire to Inspire Studios, and specifically with Trevor, is that he has allowed me to create a dream within, or create a goal within Desire to Inspire
I
Studios.
think you had it right with the dream.
Within Desire to Inspire Studios that speaks to me. I grew up as an athlete first, a student second, and a musician third. And arts has always been a huge component of what kept me peaceful in a lot of really unpeaceful situations. And I feel like that is kind of the secret to growing up, is having something that gives you peace. And I want Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation to be the beacon where people can come to discover what their peace would be. I want students who might not have the resources to follow a curiosity about photography or videography to come here and get knowledge and learn and grow, and more importantly, find an ear, find a mentor, find somebody who can support them in any way that they need. And we have the resources to do that, not just artistically, not just professionally, but personally. If we have a student who comes in here simply because they're lost and they don't know what to do, we have the resources to point them in a direction. They might not want to touch a camera. They might not want to touch a computer. But if they need help, we have the resources to get them the help that they need. And that is the biggest picture of what Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation is we want to unify the community and support it and be a resource in a way that helps further the health and wellness of our community as a whole.
Very much. Very nice. Thank you, Ra. That's good. There's a reason why she's the most knowledgeable, intelligent, well-spoken person on our team. Thank you very much, Ra. So going on that, we're running out of time. So you kind of led right into it. Our internship program, our apprentice program, our internship program is guided towards high school students to gain their hours that they have to do in school or that they want to do as far as interning. So we run a 100-hour internship program that goes over admin, goes over photography, goes over editing, goes over marketing, goes over production and management. And the idea is at the end of this 100-hour internship program, they look at us and they go, man, I really want to do this on my own. Or I really like this aspect and I'd like to be an employee or get a job doing this. Or they have skills to go get a job. Or they go, man, y'all are nuts. I want to go be an electrician. And shout out to Trevor Rhodes, who's running his apprentice program and journeyman program.
Resources.
Yeah, it's resources. So, and we actually just did a fundraiser for North Marine Community Services, and one of the clients wants to do electrician journeyman, and so we let him know. Trying to connect the two of them. So, anyway, that was a nice tangent. So, we get about 15 students a year from the School to Career program in Marin County Schools. That's a great opportunity for us. We also get high school students just by referral. We also receive inquiries from college students. That's where Grimshaw came about and Connor came about. Connor just graduated, I think, right? You just graduated, yeah, and Grimshaw's still finishing up. We had a couple of college students last year and this year. And then we also have adults that come in and say, hey, I like what you guys are doing. I want to be a part of it. Here's my skill set, or I want to learn this. And so we have partnered with a couple different professional photographers this year and videographers to expand our resources and our capabilities, and then teach them what we know, and they can teach us what they know. So there really is no limit to who could be a good fit for us. If you're passionate about what you do, if you want to pursue photography or videography as a career, or live broadcasting now, that's a great opportunity for us and for you. So I'm going to wrap it up today by saying that we are a studio full of people who care. We go over and above and beyond in every situation to meet people and organizations and businesses where they're at and empower them to move forward. And I am insanely grateful for all of the relationships that I have built in the last 15 years and that we have built in the last 2 years as Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. Thank you for being people helping people. Thank you for watching this if you watched it. And I look forward to seeing you soon. And we are building this community together because that's the way we do it. We can do so much more together than we can ever do on our own. So thank you again. Remember, go out there, smile, share your smile with someone, share your story with someone, and make someone's day.